Hey guys, welcome back. This is CC Cycle 3, Week 10. As always, starting with math, we are going to skip count the squares today. And for class, we drew all the skip counted squares on the board, and then the class took turns drawing in dry erase marker a square around one number at a time. And then when we skip counted the squares, we would jump on every number that had a square around it. So the first time we jumped once, by the end we were jumping 5 times or 7, however many times we had squared. So that was really fun. We did explain that what a square is all these numbers multiplied by itself. So 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, and so forth. And it sounds like this. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225. That's math. For English, we have to lie. So the difference between last week, to lay, and this week, to lie, is that to lay something is to place it somewhere. Like the chicken lays her eggs, right? She puts them somewhere. To lie is to lie down somewhere. So we have to lie, lies, lay, lying, and laying. And it looks like this. To lie, lies, lay, lying, laying. To lie, lies, lay, lying, laying. And with our cameo from Silly Face Sky. For history, we have Tell Me About the Manifest Destiny. So for this, we did it very simply. I just brought in our kid guitar that we have from home. I happen to have some of these little play guitars. I think they're from the dollar store. And we split the class in 2, and each half took turns giving a concert to the rest of the class. Air playing our guitars, because the song is sung to a tune that has lots of guitar playing, and singing the history song. So we did that many, many times. On the CC app, they review it 3 times in one swing because they sing the song twice and they say it once. So we went through that a couple times after I had read and explained the sentence to the class. So we just airplayed. So President Polk believed that the Mexican War and the Gadsden Purchase in the mid-1800s affirmed America's manifest destiny to spread across the continent. And that is our history. For Latin, we have article rules, and we're continuing on from last week, which we sang about verb rules, which was Latin verbs have different endings called conjugations, and we sang that to the tune of Jesus Loves Me. And this week we continued to the next part of that tune. So Latin verbs have different endings called conjugations. This week is Latin has no translation for articles a and the. So we reviewed last week and we sang it right into Latin has no translation for articles a and the. We also took time to just explain, in the guide, it talks about how these rules are observable in the passage you translated. And that's referring to the Vulgate that we are translating from English, and we're learning it in Latin. And so we actually played the first part of that song for class just to show an example of what this is talking about. And as a reminder, it starts out by saying, in the beginning was the Word. Well, in Latin, there is no translation for the word the. So it says, in principio erat verbum. And there is no word the. And if you were to translate that directly in English, it sounds like in beginning was word. So we're missing both of the thes. And that was our example for how Latin has no translation for articles a, and, or the. Okay. One last thing to go with that. the song incomplete can include that little tip, and so it would sound like this. Latin verbs have different endings called conjugations. Latin has no translation for articles a and the. These rules are observable in the passage you translated. And that will flow into the last part of our tune for week 11, which is Latin nouns, pronouns, and the rules for those. So that is our Latin. For timeline, we have Japan's. This is the shape of Japan, so we do the outline of Japan. Japan's Heian period. And this is just to show how they had different social classes during that time. So Japan's Heian period. Charlemagne, crowned, put your crown on, crowned Emperor of Europe. So this is our ASLE, and the sign for Europe is just around here. You don't have to do this part if it's too much, but that is something that you can if it works for you. Then we have Alfred the Great of England. So Alfred, ASLA, the Great, we're going to do this. And England, you shake your hand like this. That's the sign for England. Then we have Eric the Red. We point to our lips because lips are red. Eric the Red and Leif Erikson, which was Eric the Red's son. So we rock our arms like a little baby. So it's Eric the Red and Leif Erikson, Norse explorers. Then we have Vladimir, take a V, Vladimir the First of Kiev. This is, you take your hands like this and kneel it down a little bit. So Vladimir the First of Kiev. We talked about how to differentiate between numbers too. Shake your hand when it's a number. So that's why we shake the 1. And then we have Byzantine Emperor, do an E down here, Byzantine Emperor, Basil II. Then we have, it pauses, and then East-West Schism of the Church. So East-West Schism of the Church. For geography, we have Helena, Montana, Boise, Idaho, Olympia, Washington, Salem, Oregon. Excuse the dog barking in our house right now. And then we have Juneau, Alaska.
Don't worry about it.
And on the map, it is right here. So we have, let's see if I can find where we're starting. Helena, Montana, Boise, Idaho, Olympia, Washington, Salem, Oregon, and Juneau, Alaska. So that's Juneau, Alaska, which is actually way over here. It's way north and west of the United States. So that is our geography. Once again, Helena, Montana, Boise, Idaho, Olympia, Washington, Salem, Oregon, and Juneau, Alaska. And that's geography. For science, we have, what are some parts of the respiratory system? Some parts of the respiratory system are nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, and lungs. And we sang this in class to Missy Wilson's tune, wrapping up week 10 for science on that video. And it sounds like this. What are some parts of the respiratory system? Some parts of the respiratory system are nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli, and lungs. And that is all of our memory work for week 10. I hope you guys all have a fantastic Thanksgiving, that you are encouraged in what we are doing in CC and all that we've accomplished so far in 10 weeks. And even during this time, with all that's going on in our world, I just pray that you are encouraged, that you are built up, and that you are covered in the love of Christ during this time. And I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. See you in a couple weeks for week 12, or actually week 11. Bye.